So today's video is about something that I just really can't understand. I'm really struggling to comprehend this. But did you know that there are actually Taiwanese citizens who moved to China and changed their citizenship to become a citizen of the People's Republic of China? That just blows my mind. Why anybody would want to move from a country like Taiwan that values the freedom of speech of all of its citizens to a country like China that doesn't value freedom of speech at all. You know, you can't even criticize the government. Internet censorship is rampant. Just a really dystopian nightmare of a country. And you would leave Taiwan for that? You would renounce your citizenship? Wow. Mind blown. Now, obviously there's some reasons for that, right? You know, there are a lot of business opportunities in China, and for somebody from Taiwan, you know, who speaks Mandarin, it's probably a no-brainer that China might be an option considering the vast country that it is. There's just so much opportunity to do business there. You know, if you don't care about the lack of freedom of speech, maybe if you're not criticizing the government, perfectly fine, right? I guess. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't put profit over principles. That's just not the way that I roll, but I can totally understand why somebody would do that. And some of these people from Taiwan who end up in China, maybe they moved there when they were a child with their family. They had no choice in the matter. They had no choice but to become a citizen of the People's Republic of China. So some of these Taiwanese who are now Chinese, I guess, are going online and they're posting propaganda on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party to undermine Taiwan's freedom and democracy. What? You know, the usual stuff like calling for an invasion or reunification. What? That kind of propaganda that we see all the time. But the interesting part from all of this is that some of them want to regain their Taiwanese citizenship. That is crazy. So let's get this straight. Let's see if I've missed something here. So after relocating to another country, changing your nationality, and then calling for an invasion of your home country by the country that you now live in and posting their propaganda, and now you want to regain your citizenship? What the hell is going on? That is just completely out of order, like cheeky buggers, if you ask me. That is ridiculous. One of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
Oh my God.
Is there any country that would welcome back a traitor with open arms? No! I don't think so. And Taiwan shouldn't be an exception. No! And no, it's not the same as these British guys that go to China. They become a CCP shill.
Free China.
And they push the propaganda of the Chinese Communist Party. It's not the same, okay? Because even though I do consider these guys absolute traitors, they're not calling for an invasion of the UK by China. It's not the same thing, right? So yeah, these British CCP shills, as treacherous as they are, at least they're not saying that they want the UK to be invaded by China yet. So until they start doing that, maybe then we can start considering whether they should be a citizen of the UK or not, right? And let me just be clear, okay? I do not have a problem with anybody from Taiwan who wants to naturalize and become a Chinese citizen. That is perfectly fine, it's up to them. But to go groveling back after you've been pushing propaganda for an enemy regime like the CCP who wants to destroy the freedom of the country which you were born in, man, that is just unbelievable. But luckily, Taiwan's Ministry of the Interior is paying attention to this, and they have a plan. So any Taiwanese who became a permanent resident of China or obtained a Chinese passport could be banned from regaining their Taiwanese citizenship. The reasons for a ban are as follows: participating in CCP propaganda, promoting messages that challenge Taiwan's independence, representing illegal Chinese businesses operating in Taiwan, or sabotaging infrastructure, or encouraging social unrest. And yeah, I completely agree with all of these reasons. If it can be proven 100% that this person has been pushing propaganda for the CCP and calling for an invasion of Taiwan, then yeah, absolutely they shouldn't be let back into Taiwan. You know, actively undermining everything that Taiwan represents. No, it's just a no-brainer. They definitely should not be given back their citizenship. Now, obviously, there are some things that the Taiwanese government should consider when somebody wants to renaturalize as a Taiwanese. For example, did this person actively push propaganda, or was it just somebody who was an opportunist who moved to China, wanted to make some money there, found it to be a more suitable place for them to live, but then decided in the long run that actually, yeah, it's probably not a good idea to be living in some authoritarian communist dictatorship, and hey, perhaps I want my lovely Taiwanese passport back and all of that freedom that it offers, you know what I mean? So yeah, that kind of person who didn't push the CCP propaganda, maybe they should be allowed to regain their citizenship. But I'm not Taiwanese anyway, right? So what do I know? This is just my opinion. But I think that anybody who wants to reclaim their Taiwanese citizenship should definitely publicly denounce the CCP and also denounce their Chinese nationality and passport. And recently I've also been reading quite a lot of articles about Taiwanese influencers and celebrities who are pushing CCP propaganda. They're currently being investigated by Taiwan's government. So Taiwanese musician Ouyang Nana, I have no idea who that is, reposted a message from China's People's Liberation Army, reading, "Taiwan has been a part of China since ancient times, and there is only one China." What the hell? This was during China's pathetic joint sword military operation that surrounded the whole island of Taiwan.
Serious?
She also reposted a quote from China Central Television Network, or CCTV, saying that Taiwan's reunification with China is inevitable. And authorities are looking into if she posted this voluntarily, or if she was encouraged to by her agents, or if it's part of a larger CCP coordinated propaganda effort. And under Taiwanese law, you could be fined 100,000 right up to 500,000 NTD if you are cooperating politically with Chinese officials. And I want to be clear here, okay? I think that if anybody is convicted of any wrongdoing, that there needs to be proof, 100% ironclad evidence. I don't want Taiwan to become like the CCP, where people are just arbitrarily detained because they made a post about Xi Jinping and how he looks like Winnie the Pooh or something ridiculous like that. This happens all the time in China, and I definitely don't want Taiwan to go down that route, the authoritarian way, because that would suck. If evidence shows that you've been cooperating with CCP officials, then yeah, you should be fined. And it's always a concern that any government could use these kind of rules to weaponize them against the people to increase their political grip and stamp out any form of dissent. But honestly, I don't think that's what the Taiwanese government are doing. I think that they're just deeply concerned about CCP propaganda, and they're trying their best to counter it. And so they should. And this is something that they have every right to do. Anyway guys, that's it for another video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please go and follow me on Instagram. I've got over 50,000 subscribers on there now, and it's going up every single day. Check out my Patreon, PayPal me, buy me a coffee, super thanks, super chats, and channel memberships if you want to donate to the channel. Every bit of money that I make from donations goes back into the channel. It takes a lot of effort to make these videos and edit them for you. I hope you've been enjoying my content so far, and look forward to more content in the future. Okay guys, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.